Hey, sweetheart. Just checking whether or not I should put your plate away for dinner.
Yeah, you should probably do that. I'm so sorry. It looks like it's gonna be another late night at the office.
Well, technically, you're at an industrial plant.
Same difference. I'm not actually in the plant. I'm in the office.
Fine, you win.
I always do.
How was work today? Do you have a minute to talk? It's okay if you don't. I know how busy you've been.
When am I not busy with this job? Work was pretty good today. I can't really complain about much. But I'm not doing the job that I should be doing, really.
Have you brought it up to your father since your fight?
No, you know how he feels about these kinds of things. Even though we're living in the 21st century, he's still convinced that a woman can't run an industrial plant the same way a man could. Which is really stupid considering that I'm basically already running the plant.
Exactly, and you've been running the plant for the last 5 years. I really don't understand why your dad just won't give you the job. I mean, he's basically on his way to retirement, isn't he?
Yeah, he's gonna be 70 in a couple of years. Our family honestly thought that he would be done by now. But he's been working on this business his entire life. 40 years later, and he has a massive property to take care of. I can understand why he wouldn't want to let go of that quite yet.
Just because he doesn't want to doesn't mean that he shouldn't. Of course, I don't understand much about what happens there, or how it should be run. I'm basically just your trophy husband at this point.
And you are a great trophy husband. Seriously, thank you so much for always being supportive of me. A lot of men would feel intimidated when their wife wants to take over their family's massive company.
Well, it's easy to support you when I know you're perfect for the job. Seriously, no one is as organized or as level-headed as you. It's honestly a miracle that you're not officially a manager, let alone the boss.
Yeah, I don't want to bring it up to my dad quite yet. I mean, even my coworkers agree that I'm basically running the place. They come to me when they have questions about things starting the company. And I'm the one running the meetings for the rest of the plant workers.
And you're the one signing the checks.
And I'm the one that hires people.
What is your dad doing again?
He mainly just looks everything over. He's kind of in a glorified supervisor role. He usually just hands the difficult decisions to me to make. I'm the one in the meetings, manning the phones, and deciding important things for the company's future. It's weird because he basically treats me like I'm the executive at the plant, but he just won't give me the name badge and title to go with it.
Your father's definitely a weird one for that. You really should get with the times.
He's not the only one. I mean, my brother doesn't have a hard-working bone in his body. He just sits back and lets other people do all the work. He doesn't even like to grab his own lunch. He forces someone else to go off and get it for him. Always paid on a company card. He is the blueprint of the entitled CEO. And yet, everyone knows that the company is probably going to go to him.
He's like 5 years younger than you are. And he doesn't know how to balance the books, let alone run the place.
I know. But at the end of the day, my dad is technically in charge.
Didn't you take care of that a while ago?
Yeah, I did. Not that I feel super great about it. Once my dad passed 60, we all agreed it was best. I just haven't had the heart to tell him. I want to run the company, but I only want to do it when I have his blessing.
That makes sense. I just hope that your father comes to his senses soon enough. But I have to say, if it looks like he might be thinking of passing the reins, so to speak, to your brother, then I would tell him. There's not much that your father could do about it, but your brother might put up a big fight about it.
I don't know. I think it's pretty clear to the board members that Ivan is not equipped to take over. Besides, I could always just talk to him.
How come you made it sound like you're going to take him out back and shoot him or something?
Sorry. I didn't mean to make it sound like it was a mob hit or something. I just mean that, considering that he barely does any of the work he's required to do now, if he really knew what happened behind the scenes of a company, and that he would be in charge of all of it, then he might not be so keen to take over.
I sincerely hope that's true, but the thing I'm concerned about is the money.
What? You think multiple six figures isn't a good enough paycheck or something?
Sheesh, I had no idea how much you would make running the plant.
Yeah, but it's a lot of work. You can't really be in it for the money.
Well, I'm scared that's what Ivan is in it for. As much as he hates hard work, he might love the paychecks enough to stick with it.
I sincerely hope not. Under Ivan's management, I don't see the company lasting more than a decade.
Well, why don't you tell your father that? Give it some numbers to back it up and maybe he'll listen to you.
That's actually not a bad idea. Maybe I'll do just that.
Yeah, that way you can kind of do two birds with one stone. You can show how terrible Ivan would be for management, and also show him that you know your stuff about the company. Then, at the end of the conversation, you can just slightly let it slip that you would be perfect for the manager position.
I knew I married you for more than just your looks.
Ha ha, very funny.
But seriously, I love you and I'm thankful for your smart brain. Now, I gotta go back to work. I'll finish off the support and head home.
Your dinner will be in the microwave for you when you get back. Do you want me to run your bath?
Can you get any more perfect?
Who knows?
Hey, Dad. Can we talk?
Sure, Pumpkin. What can I do for you? I hope the boys down at the plant aren't working you too hard.
Or, you might want to make sure I'm not working them too hard.
Ha ha ha, so funny. Anyway, Sweet Pea, what do you need?
Well, I know that you don't like to talk much about this, but it is something we definitely need to talk about.
And what is that, sweetheart?
Well, you are getting close to retirement, and I know you've been putting some thought into the company's future.
Again with this, honey?
Please, just hear me out.
I feel like I need to explain this to you every couple of days. It's getting ridiculous. I know you're not dumb, and I know that you understand what I'm saying.
Actually, I don't really understand what you're saying. Why don't you think I can do the executive position for the company? Why can't I take everything over after you?
I already gave you all my reasons. I really don't think we need to hash out this conversation yet again. It tires out your old man.
Well, I just want to know. I know you gave me a reason, but maybe I need better ones.
And what's wrong with the reasons that I gave you before?
Because you said that the reason why I couldn't take over for you is because I'm a woman.
Well, it's not only that. I have plenty of women working for me. What I meant was that you're my daughter.
Yes, and? Isn't that more of a reason to have me take over for you? Keep the family business in the family.
I fully plan on doing so. But you're my daughter. Businesses aren't handed down between father and daughter, if you catch my drift.
Don't you understand how archaic that is? It's not like we live in the 1900s or something. I've been working at this company a lot longer and harder than my brother has.
That's not fair, sweetheart. You're 4 years older than him.
That may be so, but even if we had started at the same time, I doubt it would be much different than where we are now. I spent countless late nights, going over everything and making sure the company is going to be okay. However, I don't think Ivan has even glanced at a report in his entire career here. You have to know that I would be a way better manager than Ivan. He doesn't do any hard work, and he expects everything to be handed to him. You seriously can't want that for your company.
Okay, I'll admit that Ivan maybe doesn't have the best work ethic, but I'm sure he'll come to his own as he gets older.
You're talking like Ivan is in his early 20s. He's in his 30s, Dad. If he hasn't developed a good work ethic by now, I don't think that he ever will.
Well, you don't know that, honey.
Well, actually, I think I do. You're not the one that has to supervise him. You're not the one that takes in company complaints about him. He is not the person that you want in charge of your company.
Well, then what? Do you want me to give the company to some stranger? I can't do that. I thought you understood that the family company should stay within the family.
But that's exactly what I'm saying. If you let me take over for you, after you retire, this company will stay in the family.
This again. Twice in one conversation, kiddo. You know, I'm getting really sick and tired of this conversation. I don't have to explain it to you time and time again.
You haven't given me any valid reasons why you can't give me the company.
You know, this is what I was afraid of making you the head secretary. I was scared that he would think you were too big for your britches. And now look at you. Do you think you have the right to ask me for the company? What have you done exactly?
Basically everything. I'm basically running the place. Not you, and definitely not Ivan. When people have a complaint, they come to me. When people want to request time off, they come to me. When people have any concerns about work, they come to me. Even investors come to me first.
Because you're the secretary, honey.
A secretary only answers the phone and books your meetings. I do a lot more than that. And people come to me because they know that with me, things will actually happen. They won't be forgotten by you or disregarded by Ivan. That makes me a good manager. I really deserve the role.
You know, I think your head has gotten too big. Maybe you should take some time off.
What? You can't be serious.
Well, the way that you're talking has made me pretty upset. I feel like giving you some time off so you can sit back and reflect on what you said to me will be good for you. Then maybe you can be humbled a little bit?
I'm not the one that needs to be humbled here.
And what exactly does that mean?
I think you know exactly what that means. It is unfair, Dad. You have to see that it shouldn't matter that I'm a woman. It should matter whether or not I can handle running the company. And if these last 5 years have anything to show, I can do this. I don't know what your hesitation is. If you don't think I'm ready, I swear to you that I am. I've been training for this ever since I was a teenager.
And when have I ever said I was going to give you the company?
I thought that if I could just show you how good of a leader I am, if I could just show you how I can run the company, you would finally come to your senses. But I guess it's pretty clear that you're never going to.
You better watch your mouth, honey. Because you're my daughter, I've been going easy on you. You don't want me to treat you like every other employee.
Actually, I do. I want you to not see me as your daughter or a woman, but just as a person. Look at all of my work, everything I've done for this company. Maybe then you'll see that I'm the best match for the new executive position once you're done.
If that's the case, then I'm not retiring, ever.
So you would rather work until you die, rather than just hand me the keys?
Yep.
Fine.
Make sure you take some time off.
He really said all that? And now he's trying to force you to take time off. Honey, look, I know that you love your dad and all, but he's a real piece of work. I can't believe he's doing all of that.
Neither could I. I mean, I knew he was a bit old-fashioned, but I never knew that he would legitimately refuse to quit if it meant that he needed to hand the company to me. It's so disheartening. I don't know what to do.
Are you going to take time off?
I don't want to. I honestly don't know what would happen to the place if I did take any number of weeks off. But I think my dad would kick me out if I showed up on Monday. I don't know what to do.
Look, I know it's your family company and all, but what if you didn't show up on Monday?
Do you mean what I think you mean?
Honey, you are by far the best manager I know. And I know that people would say I'm biased when I'm saying that, but I've worked under a lot of terrible managers. You know your coworkers, you care about them, and you always make sure that they have a good work environment. You are the one running that place. And the fact is that someone is trying to take that from you just because you're a woman. Are you sure that's a place you'd want to work?
Well, maybe not in normal circumstances. But it's like you said, this is my family company. It's not like I can very well up and leave.
And what's stopping you? Do you really want to be the head secretary for the rest of your life? With no hopes of ever becoming the executive manager?
I don't know. I have no idea what to do. A part of me says yes, turn away and run. I mean, if any one of my friends were going through this, I would tell her the exact same thing too. I mean, like it's the 21st century. We should be far past judging people because of their gender.
But again, it's your family company.
Exactly. I wouldn't have worked this long and under these conditions if I didn't believe in the company and its future. So no, I don't think I could go work for another company.
Okay, it's completely up to you. This is your decision, and I trust you to make it. If you think that fighting for this company is in your best interest, then I'll be right there fighting with you.
Thank you so much, love. That means a lot coming from you.
Hey, I'm just doing what any good husband should do, backing you up. Now, are you gonna talk to your dad again? Maybe it's time to tell him.
I don't know. I think even if I did tell him, he would just go to Ivan. So I think I need to talk to Ivan first.
Okay, then talk to Ivan. If you need anything, feel free to call me.
Thank you, honey. I love you.
I love you too, honey.
Hey, Ivan. We need to talk.
Yes, we do.
What? Wow. It's weird for you to take the initiative on something. What do you mean that you need to talk to me as well?
Dad told me that you tried to take the company out from under me. How could you?
No offense, Ivan, but I really don't see you as executive manager material. I'm just looking out for the future of this company.
And what does that mean?
Ivan, can I ask you something?
What?
I just want to know why you're still working here.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you never used to want to, but then after you dropped out of college, you could have just settled here. And that was what, 8 years ago?
Yeah.
And you don't really put any effort into your position.
So what? Why should I need to lift a finger when there are so many people who work for us?
So you didn't want to be here in the first place, and you don't like doing the work now. Then why are you trying to fight me to take over the company?
I don't know. I guess Dad always wanted me to take over the company.
But do you even understand how much work that is? You won't be able to sit back like you do now. People would expect answers from you. You would be in charge of making all the big decisions with the company. You would have to deal with everything.
I guess I never really thought about that, but it can't be that hard of a job considering that you do it every day.
But we're different people, Ivan. I've always been a more organized person. You've always been the free floater.
And what does that mean exactly?
It doesn't mean anything bad. It's just that you kind of go wherever the wind takes you. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I guess you're right. But that doesn't give you the right to try and take the company out from under me.
But if you actually ask yourself, Ivan, do you even want the company? It's a lifelong commitment. I'm basically asking you if you want the most difficult child in the world for the next 30 years.
I never really thought about it that way.
So when Dad comes to you, are you going to say yes to taking over the company?
I don't know. This all seems like a lot of work now. Work that I don't know if I even really want to do.
Exactly.
How am I going to tell Dad that?
Well, you already told me. That's good enough.
What does that mean?
Let's just say that the company isn't as much of Dad's as he would like to think.
Okay, I don't really understand what that means.
It's okay. It's a lot easier to talk about you wanting to quit, right?
Yeah, I suppose so. Does that mean you're in charge?
I'm about to be. Dad, this is the last time I want to have this conversation. Have you changed your mind about giving me the company?
Okay, that is it. You never learn. I already told you. Why can't you just be quiet and listen?
Because it's not right that you're stopping me from taking over the company just because I'm a woman. Just because I'm your daughter. That is very misogynistic. I've been the one that's been running this company. Even Ivan agrees.
What the hell did he say to him?
Nothing that he didn't already know. Besides, he said that, of his own volition.
I don't know what you're up to, but it stops here.
What? Going to extend my leave of absence? You need to get with the times. Everyone already looks to me as the boss. They look to me like I'm the one running the company. Because I am. You haven't been running the company. You've just been sitting idle. I've been doing all the work. That's why your employees come to me.
That's it. You're out of here. Fired. I was meant to give the company to your brother anyways.
It'll be hard giving away a company that doesn't belong to you anymore.
Huh?
Yeah, the board of members came up to me a few months ago. They were wondering what was going to happen with the company if you were ever to pass unexpectedly. They agreed that I should be the one taking it over, not Ivan. So they drafted up a document that basically handed the rights of the company to me.
I don't remember citing such a thing.
Well, you did. We had a meeting about it and everything. But the thing is, you were on your phone the entire time. You couldn't even sit and listen then, all because I was leading the meeting. So when it came down to signing the documents after, you just signed them.
What? That's illegal.
You signed them in sound mind and body.
No. If anyone asks, I just played insanity. I'll say I wasn't in the right mind.
Wow. Even then, the company would automatically go to me. If you're proven unfit due to age, the company automatically goes to me.
How dare you? How could you do this to me?
I'm just looking out for the future of the company. I'm sorry that you can't see that, but everyone else can. When the company outlives you, you'll be thanking me that I am the one in charge. I'll make sure that our family company continues long past your death.
You insolent girl, just you wait.
Do whatever you like, Dad. You are retiring from the company. You weren't doing much anyways. I just wish it didn't have to be this way.
I can't believe it. Your mother will be furious.
Actually, it was Mom that convinced me to do it.
So what? My entire family is disobeying me?
You seriously need to get with the times. Your severance package will be in the mail. The rest of your things will be mailed out to you shortly. We really want to thank you for all you've done for the company. But for now, I'll take the reins.
I'll sue you.
You'll sue your own company? That'll cost you a fortune. I don't think you have the guts to. You should just enjoy retirement, Dad. After a few heated family dinners and late-night discussions with my mom, my dad decided not to sue and to instead go quietly. Not surprisingly, Ivan wasn't too far behind him. He decided to use his severance package to go traveling around the world and find his passion. From what it looks like, his passion is a lot of women and clubs. But I sincerely hope that he figures out what to do with his life. The company didn't change much, as expected. I really was running the place, so having my brother and dad out of there didn't make too much of a difference. There were a lot fewer complaints though. In fact, when we made the formal announcement about a month after the fact, many of the plant workers were surprised. They hadn't realized that my dad and brother were gone. Now that I can finally be the boss of the company without having to answer to my father, I can see the family company going a long way.